wanted to show you was just the maintenance I'm going to do to my lawnmower. I'm getting it ready for the season. I've actually already used it this season, but I think it's about time to change the spark plug filter and the oil on it. When you buy them new, you're supposedly supposed to change the oil in 5 hours. It takes me about 5 hours to mow my yard once, and I've had this mower for 2 seasons already. This will be the first change. I've kind of looked it over. It looks like it's in decent shape, but I wouldn't be surprised to find out that some of this stuff really needs to be changed. I've got a makeshift drain pan right here. I thought that I had an oil catch pan somewhere, but I couldn't find it, so I took one of these sleeves that you put in a paint roller pan, taped it to a tea bottle, and hopefully that's going to work out for us. I've got this 4-cycle small engine oil. It's 30 weight. I plan to give some kind of comparison so you can see my old oil versus the new, maybe in a clear cup or something like that. So first step we want to do when you start up the mower, I'm going to let it run for about 5 minutes. It just needs to get that engine oil hot, so whenever I go to pour it out, everything comes out, or at least the bulk of everything. So I'm going to go ahead and get that going. And then just to have it out of the way, I'm going to pull this up and out of there. So when I've got it leaning over to drain the oil out right here, I don't have to worry about if this bag is in the way of my garage. It's kind of a mess. So anyway, I'll give it a quick pull, get it started up, and then I'll probably pause the video. Okay, well, it's been about 5 minutes now. I didn't time it, but I walked around and did some other stuff in the garage for a short bit. So we're gonna pull it in the garage. Kind of get close to my setup here so I can hopefully just put it on its side. I don't want the wheels to crush the rail of my actual drip pan. So we're gonna set it like that. Hopefully with me hanging it over the edge, anything that might spill over will hopefully spill onto this and not on my floor, but my floor is epoxy, so I should be able to clean it up. So I did actually forget to mention, I'm going to use a flathead to get this oil drain off. I'm using a pretty big one here. Using a pretty big one here. I'm just going to kind of wipe away some of this grass. I don't want to open this up and a bunch of grass fall in it. So sorry about that. I'm not really looking at what I'm doing with the camera so much. This is more hopefully what I'm saying is good enough. Broke loose pretty easy. Get under there, you can see. Having this on. It doesn't really tell much of a story there. But I was going to say I'm not going to bother taking a look at it. I'm going to go grab a towel real quick and I'll actually measure the level. So I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to wipe this clean. Sorry, I'm going to wipe this off. And what happened before was, personally, I don't really care about checking this level or anything. I don't see much of a point in it, because I know my oil needs to be changed. But I thought, I told you I was going to do kind of a comparison, so I might as well show you guys so you can kind of see. It's hard to see. Let's see if I can. It's basically filled to the level. I don't know how well this camera is picking this up, but it's basically filled at the level. It doesn't look too black here, but that doesn't mean that it's not black whenever we pour it out. Especially, like I said, this is the starter oil. I mean, the original oil you put in when you get it new. I'm just wiping my hand off. So I would really expect it's in terrible shape. I've used it well over the life of it for sure. I mean, how many times, I don't know. So the gas cap, I've got the kind of mower that it's not going to drain out of the bottom. I've got to dump it out from the fill slot, or the fill hole. So what you want to do, I think it's recommended you have less gas in your mower, but what you want to do is take off your gas cap. And no, we're not going to drain this out. Usually when I'm done mowing my yard, I've topped it off once midway through, and by the time I'm done it's about empty. I was going to use this bag to cover it. I feel like since I've just run the mower, if any of that bag hangs over, it's just going to melt. And I don't want to deal with that. So I'm still going to use a plastic bag, but this one's just like a kitchen storage bag. And it's thicker. I know for sure it's clean. I just pulled it out of a box. I'm going to drape it over here. Sorry again if you're not seeing what I'm doing very well, because I'm trying to do two things at once here. I'm going to drape it over here, and then I'm going to pull the cap and actually close in the cap on top of the bag. And what all that's doing is really giving you an extra gasket, really. Instead of just the gas cap, you've actually got a plastic layer that's going to seal it around the edge. Okay, so I think with that, the next step is I'm going to try to drain it in here. You know, you've got to kind of try and arc it so it's hitting where you want. So I think I've got it about where I want, so I'm just going to try and dump it over one-handed here and see. Well, I missed a little bit, but that oil is nasty looking. Anyway, I'm gonna go grab some of those handy dandy shop rags I was talking about. Let that drain for a little while and go help out. So I'll be back. I'm back. This has been draining, I'd say probably about an hour. Definitely doesn't need to be that long, but I had to go be a dad for a little while. So I'm just going to go ahead and tip it back over, take off this plastic bag up here. I'm going to pour in the oil, and then change out this filter and this spark plug. And like I said, we can do a little comparison to see what everything looks like side by side. I already took a crack at cleaning up right here. So anyway, let's go back over here. Just get that off. Looks like it did a pretty good job. Got, of course, some gas on the side that was down, but it seemed like for all that time it did a pretty good job holding in the fuel. I don't know if I have a funnel that'll go in there very well, so I may even end up rolling up a sheet of paper or something, so I'll be right back with something for that. Okay guys, I poured 2 cups here. The new oil is on the left, old oil is on the right. Let's see. This may help to have a little bit of a white background for these. Something I learned in school when you're trying to really see colors. A white background helps. Anyway, that's the difference you can see. Definitely a thicker, not quite sludgy, but a dirty oil on the right for sure. And then I made a makeshift filter here out of paper. I just rolled it up into a cone and taped it. I'm going to pour in about a pint of this 4-cycle engine oil. I want to start off with a cup. And hopefully I don't spill it all over the place. We'll check it real quick. See if it's about where I'm. Looks like we probably need to add a little bit more. Okay, so I topped it off just a bit more. It looks like it was my fault. Pouring in my cup measurement system didn't work quite as well, but it's hard to see, but it's right up there, those top marks. Cleaner oil and all. It's hard to see, so I'm just going to screw that back on, and that should take care of changing the engine oil. If you're not somebody that's familiar with changing oil, you can just pour it in. I've got an old oil can there. You just pour in your old oil and you can drop it off at local auto parts store. They'll recycle it for you. Don't pour it on the ground, please, and probably don't throw it in one of these oil cans and then throw it in your dumpster either. That's not the way to handle it. Like I said, it's free to recycle. You just have to know where to go. Most auto parts stores are going to take it. So that's it. I hope this has been helpful. Like I said, I'm just trying to do something to be a little bit helpful here, and then probably next season I'll redo this, re-record all this, and update it with something a little cleaner. But at least in the meantime, hopefully this will be helpful to somebody. So, thanks for watching. Well, I was wrapping up, but I suppose I should start it to show you that it actually works. My little girl, she's got her ear protection on. Okay, we'll give this a go.